So we just had Jake Paul's 4th professional boxing match go down, which was against Tyron Woodley, and it ended up going all 8 rounds, with the judges giving Jake the win via split decision. In the post-fight interview, Jake was glad to have gotten the win, but Tyron thought otherwise. He thought that he won the fight instead, and then confronted Jake, then asked him for a rematch. Jake then says that he doesn't want to go up against Woodley again because he already had the opportunity to beat him and failed, but then says that he'll be down to give him the match if Tyron goes through with the bet that they had and tattoos "I love Jake Paul" onto his body. Tyron then says that he's down to do it and then walks away. Now before we go on to talk about what the two did and what they had to say afterwards, we gotta talk about one of the other things that happened earlier that night, which was that we had Tommy Fury defeat Jake Paul's sparring partner Anthony Taylor in the 4th round. After that fight had ended, Tommy went on to call out Jake for a fight. Now we fast forward to the moments backstage after the pay-per-view had ended, and we see that Jake Paul and Tommy Fury confronted each other.
What's good, son?
Listen, you need to stop ruining, my friend, and let's get it on.
Tommy, be careful.
Do you want to keep ruining or do you want to take the fight?
Hey, well, you can barely be my sparring partner for
Listen,
4
you
rounds.
can be a guy who's never had a boxing fight. That guy never had a boxing fight. Get your fuck out of here. Take the fight. 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 Take the fight.
Jake saw the clip of the confrontation online and then tweeted out, "Should I make him my next son?" Now as for what Tyron and Jake had to say in the post-fight press conference, Tyron continued to say that he should have won the fight instead.
I thought I won. To be honest, I was surprised it was a split decision. I thought it was close. I thought he had won some rounds. I thought earlier the rounds was close, and you know, if I can go back, I'll kind of kick myself because I could have made it a little bit more convincing.
And then he went on to say that he sees a rematch coming.
For sure, I'm doing a rematch, so I got to get that win. It was too close, and you know, this was a movie. Ain't nobody gonna push the needle like me and him did. We fucking sold the shit out this pay-per-view. I think everybody was excited about it.
As for Jake's part, he said that he believed he won in a dominant way.
Let's be honest, that wasn't a split decision. What is the judge looking at? You know, I landed 71 punches. He landed 52.
And then he went on to talk about the Tommy Fury confrontation.
The guy really had nothing to say. You know, he had a mediocre performance against my sparring partner. All credit to Anthony Taylor. He's a tough guy. But, Tommy Fury is supposed to be this tough, big, bad guy, legendary bloodline. I got into his face and I let him talk. I don't really have anything to say to him, At the end of the day, I hired him to be here. I gave him an opportunity to shine. Will we see that fight? I'll run that shit easy. That's an easier fight than Tyron, in my opinion, but who knows?
And as for what he had to say about a Tyron Woodley rematch,
if Tyron Woodley gets the tattoo, he better get it fast, because otherwise we're going to book a different opponent. I told him if he wants to get the tattoo, put it on his Instagram.
Permanent tattoo.
Permanent tattoo. Then maybe we'll talk about it. But to be honest, I won convincingly. We're going to go back to the drawing board. We'll see. If he gets the tattoo fast, puts it on his Instagram, I might consider it.
Now, aside from all of that, we got to see the two continue to talk about the event on their social medias. Jake posted this picture on his story with a slight dig at McGregor, saying, "What a dream come true. A bigger live gate than McGregor's 18th fight in his hometown." And then went on to also react to some of the other people that were talking about his fight. One of these people being Nate Diaz, when he said, "These guys both suck." And Jake replied to him saying, "I read this with a lisp." LeBron James also presumably tweeted about the event by saying, "Cleveland is jumping, shoulda flew back to the crib." And Jake replied to that with, "What the fuck is life, lol." And then one more person that posted about the fight was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He posted this video onto his Instagram and tagged Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley in the caption. Jake saw this and then tweeted out, "The Rock posted me on his Instagram. I can retire now." Now, as for what Tyron had to say, he put up this post on Instagram with the caption, "Thanks for all the support. Really appreciate the love. Let's talk. Ropes can keep you up and no drug test? The fuck they take my pee for in the back? Run it back. Dave Chappelle said so. Shit seems fishy in Cleveland. Let's run it in St. Louis." Now, what he's talking about here is that he was in a situation that he wasn't familiar with when someone asked him for his urine and he assumed that something was up. He talked about the situation on an Instagram live and then ended it off by calling out Jake regarding PEDs.
Remember, I asked him on that show, I said, "Are you taking PEDs? Are you taking steroids?" And he froze. He said, "Oh, we taking a drug test." We did not take a drug test. If you think I'm lying, go check the thing called Google on your little smart device, your phone, your MacBook, whatever the fuck you're dealing with, your Cricket Wireless, go and check it. He did not take a drug test. I don't think he fought clean. It didn't matter because I still think I won the fight, but now we got to run it back.
At around that time, Tyron also posted this on his Instagram with the caption, @tattoobaby, where you at? Let's get the shit over with so I can body Jake. And then also posted this on his story saying, here's your meme, motherfucker. @Jake Paul, where you at? On the other hand, Jake's brother Logan posted the scorecard between Jake and Tyron on Twitter and said, the subjectivity in boxing is honestly ridiculous and this sport needs an adjustment. I'm looking at the variation in the judges' scorecard and they're all vastly different interpretations of the same fight. How is this possible? And Jake posted that onto his story and said, boxing needs 12 judges. This is embarrassing. And also posted the stats of the fight and said, whoever paid the judge to make it a split decision, try again. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jake then went on to post this video calling out Tyron.
Tyron, you're a bitch. You lost. Take it like a man. Get your tattoo and then we can talk maybe about a rematch. Till then, shut the fuck up.
And then, just out of nowhere, Jake tweeted out, updated status, retired boxer. But then, just an hour later, he tweeted out, Tyron's tattoo guidelines. 1, 3 by 2 inches at least. 2, can't get it covered. 3, permanent. 4, must post on social media. And 5, has to be visible with shorts and a shirt on. Tyron saw that tweet and replied to it saying, send the contract, son. Daddy will put your name next to all my other kids. Then later on, Jake put out a tweet saying, when I put that shit in my bio, I'm not just saying it to say it. Do the math, do the debating, and when it all comes back, you will agree. And this was referring to his updated bio that now says the face of the fight game. So by looking at that new bio and seeing his earlier tweet about supposedly being retired, it's more apparent now that he is just mocking McGregor even more, as McGregor has the face of the fight game on his Instagram bio, and he has been known for retiring several times in the past. But speaking about Conor, someone went up to him and asked him about the Jake Paul fight, and he just didn't want to talk about it at all.
Hey, who do you think, Jake Paul?
Hello, how are you?
The boxing max. Who do you got?
I don't really care. Is that Arnold's car to be honest?
Yeah,
Wow, look at
looks
that.
beautiful, huh? It's a classic. That's the Arnold car right there.
But someone that did have some thoughts on the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley fight was KSI. He went on the Cruise show and gave us some of his thoughts on the whole situation.
And obviously, I saw Jake fight Woodley, and it didn't terrify me, but it has never terrified me. You gotta remember, I beat Logan Paul, the older brother. So why would I struggle against the younger brother? Like, he obviously has been knocking out people left, right, and center, but I know I could beat the people he's been knocking out. So, you know, I know I can knock out the people he's been knocking out as well. So with Tyron Woodley, man, like, Tyron Woodley just wasn't active. Tyron Woodley didn't do anything. There's so much Woodley didn't do, and he kind of just let Jake off, and he got a split decision, whatever. But
right,
yeah, no, like, there's definitely holes in Jake's just whole demeanor and everything, and I've always known that I could beat him.
And that's where we're at. Now we just gotta ask, who's next?